What is up, guys and girls? It's Dan White here with an update for you about MineBest, Mining City and Bitcoin Vault. So a lot of you have held off joining Mining City because you saw the price of btcv drop substantially. So I wanted to just explain a little bit about that. And in fact, I've got an interview with Greg coming up for you. Now, I didn't actually do this interview myself. In fact, the interview itself with Gregory Rowgowski, he was speaking to somebody, the person he was speaking to was speaking in Polish. So I've edited the video to remove the questions being asked in Polish, and Greg gives all of his answers in English. So that's going to explain a lot to you. But just so you know, guys, any of you know anything about cryptocurrency and have been watching btcv, you'll have seen that the huge growth we saw in less than a year from nothing, from less than $20 to over $450, massive growth, just continuously up. It had to go back down at some point and stabilize, which it has now done. So it will stabilize, and the significant drop we have seen means that there's huge room for growth. The coin has now started to stabilize at the price it's at right now today. I'm recording this at September the 7th. So the price is starting to stabilize right now. But the great news is that the 3 key security system is going to be coming out within the next 60 days. It's actually already working in beta mode, and in the next 60 days they're going to be giving it out to over 1,000 users, and the iPhone wallet is coming out also. So there'll be over 1,000 beta testers, and once that testing phase is over, then it will be made public for everybody to use. Okay, so of course, once you've got that 3 key security system in place, we're going to see the price of the coin rise significantly again. And right now, if you join the Mining City, you get an extra 100 days of mining at no extra cost. Okay, so with that said, I'm going to hand you over or show you the video of the interview with Greg himself, so that he can explain some of these things. He doesn't put a time scale to some of these things, but I've been informed that the actual 3 key system will be out within the next 60 days. And from there on, we should certainly see a steep rise in the price of Bitcoin Vault. And then the next steps is to get onto even more exchanges. I mean, we started with just 5 exchanges, guys. It's now on 8 exchanges, I believe, and it's going to be rolled out to a lot more exchanges. All of this Greg mentions in the video anyway, so I'll get straight on with it and let you watch that video.
Okay, Q, so I will just start. I will want to welcome everyone to this seminar, because I understand that your greatest concern now is the price of Bitcoin Vault and what is happening to the coin. And what are we going to do about it? So let's start. 2 weeks ago, we saw this huge event where Bitcoin Vault actually lost a big percent of its value. I've already told you how it happens, but I will just remind you what happened. On one of the exchanges, on Coinil exchange, 1 or 2 individuals put up huge amounts of coins for sale. The amount of coins they put on sale actually exceeded the demand for the coins. Now, did they do it because they need money? Maybe they were looking for liquidity. But the most important thing is that they actually did it, and they did it contrary to what a trader should do. Whenever you put more of something to sell than there is a demand for, obviously the price is going to fall down. I know 3 things. First of all, they did it. Second of all, they did it on Sunday afternoon when there was no one watching. And third thing is that when they did it, there was a DDoS attack on the Bitcoin Vault website. So it looked like a deliberate and preordained action that was taken against the value of Bitcoin Vault. But even if it was, so what? It's not an explanation. You see, while this may have been immoral, maybe it was unethical, but it wasn't illegal. However, what happened after that was actually something that was very normal. When people saw the value of the coins dropping, people started selling off in panic. And the panic sale actually kept the price going down and down. You see, Bitcoin Vault is a coin that had a huge overvalue of $450 just 2 weeks ago. At the very same time, it is a project that is very young. And that means there's not a lot of volume of the coin on the exchanges. So when a lot of people started to selling, it also precipitated the fall of the price. But Bitcoin Vault is not like any other regular coin. First of all, there is a real industry behind this, real mining backing Bitcoin Vault. Thanks to this, the price bounced up and it is now at a more or less steady level. The value of $450 was very nice, but even at $100, even at $50, Bitcoin Vault is the best performing digital asset in the history of the market. But I know that people are not satisfied with being just the best performing asset and going to a regular price. You want us to get back to the high value that we have. So, what are we going to do about it? What is our plan and what is going to happen in the near future? First of all, we had to identify the reasons for the price falling in the first place, and the reason I already told you. And now what is happening is that every day our members withdraw from the company 20 to 30,000 coins and they sell it off every day. That constant sale of small amounts of coins is the reason for the price not growing. So why do people want to withdraw the coin and liquidate it? Why are they doing it in such panic, even though it's already 2 weeks after the fall of the price? You see, when we started promoting Project X, which is now Bitcoin Vault, it was 2019. And 2019, we traveled all around the world. You have been to the farms. You saw the computers who are actually mining the coin. But the great explosion of sales, the huge success of Mining City, actually started in March of 2020. That is the month when the pandemic started, the lockdown started. We are not traveling anymore. None of these people saw us. None of these people visited the farms. None of these people had any physical proof of what we are doing. I cannot and I do not blame them for actually wanting to liquidate their assets because they didn't know us personally. They didn't know what the company is about, really, physically. That actually shows us what we should do in order to bring back the value of Bitcoin Vault to the levels that were before and even higher levels. First of all, we should bring the coin back. We should give the coin the volumes it actually requires on the exchanges so that a sell-off doesn't precipitate the fall of price. Second of all, we should bring back the trust of company or actually present more trust to the new members, people who have not been able to travel because of the corona pandemic. Third of all, we need much more education to our new members concerning how the markets work and how the exchanges work. I will tell you about our plan, how we are going to implement it, and what are going to be the effects. You may think that we are doing nothing, just looking at the situation, but that's not true. We have a plan, and this is it. Not doing anything drastic, anything big. We needed the market to stabilize itself. We cannot influence the price of the coin. We want the coin to stabilize all on its own. We want to find the equilibrium of the price that the market is willing to accept and that will provide a foothold for us from which to grow. This is the last 24 hours, and it seems that we are actually reaching a point that is much more acceptable for the market as the bottom point for the coin. What we are prepared to do is allow for the coin to go to the lowest value possible, and I will tell you why, and I will tell you how it will help us. The value of the coin was growing so very fast because of three things: the strength of mining, the enthusiasm of our community, and the promise of new features that are going to define this coin in the future. So in order to bring the value of the coin back, we are going to have to turn these features on. Important thing is the USP of the coin, the third security key. And we can confidently start building up the value again. I know that most of you know what the third key does, but those of you who don't know, I will just say, you can now reverse a transaction within 24 hours. If you know that you've made a mistake, or you send it to a wrong wallet, or you send the wrong amount, you can bring back the money to your wallet within 24 hours. This feature is not for everyone, but it is for the individuals and institutions and companies who are transferring huge amounts of value through digital assets. If you're transferring $1 million in digital coins to your business partner, they can probably wait for 24 hours. And with use of Bitcoin Vault, that transaction will be secure. The real-world application of this feature exceeds the needs of our community. This is why introduction of the security key is going to be backed by an international marketing and PR campaign. We are not going to talk about it just on Telegram. We're not going to talk about it just on social media, but we will also be present on Cointelegraph, CoinDesk, and all the traditional media talking about cryptocurrencies. Introduction of the third key will actually give us three things. First of all, the market and our community will see that we are still developing the project and we are not abandoning it. Second thing, which is very important, we want to increase the demand for the coin on the market. With increased demand, we expect to see the volumes grow as well. And obviously, that is going to build international faith in the company as well, the trust. But to build the global trust, it's not enough just to turn on a feature. We have to do other things. So these are the things that we are going to do. So we need more exchanges, and more exchanges are going to be put on. OKX is going to come in as an exchange, and we are talking to many more exchanges that we want to feature Bitcoin Vault before the end of September. Now, I can't tell you exactly which exchanges they are, because before we apply to any exchange, we have to sign an NDA, and if their name leaks, it may create problems for us during the negotiations. However, we are going to implement those new exchanges faster, and there's going to be more of them. So there is more volume on the market for Bitcoin Vault. We are also going to allow other pools to join Bitcoin Vault mining. You will see Hubli pool joining mining btcv in few weeks. We are in negotiations on joining Bitcoin Vault mining from such pools as even the Binance pool. Again, it's going to build the value of the company in the eyes of the others. It will show that we are trustworthy, that we work with international partners, and that we are still developing the project. Because I want you to be just aware of one thing. We are not going anywhere, and this project is not ending. It is the best performing coin in the history. It is our baby. We've made it, and we are going to develop it, and we are not giving up. If you had to sell your coins, if you needed to sell them, I sympathize. But this contract is 1,100 days of mining, and that little correction of the price, it's just 14 days. It's a very small bump in the road that is very long. Joining the mining of Bitcoin Vault will not affect the mining for the mining city community in a significant way, because we have the decentralized digital mining organization algorithm. This is why these pools have to negotiate, because they actually negotiate for the amount of terahash power they can mine on Bitcoin Vault. These pools joining will actually bring us more value than it will take from us, because they will actually validate what we're doing. They will validate our mining, not just to potential buyers of the market, but to new members of our community. It will also show that for the rest of the market, this is a long-term project, just like it is for Mining City. Developing, and it's business as usual for us. In 5 days, there's Mining City 2.0 coming to your website. It's going to be faster, it's going to be leaner, it's going to calculate your rewards and your compensation plans without the delays that we have seen in the old system. When you as a client interact with a website which is fast and which is seamless, it also builds your trust to the company. We will also continue developing the projects that we have started on even at the end of 2019, namely the cryptocurrency debit card. The new website is coming this month, and the new card is coming in 2 months. Initially, the card was designed to carry just Bitcoin, but now we're working to also add Bitcoin Vault. We will be publishing information about the new card and also the compensation plan connected with the card within 1 month. And the card brings us to another way where we want to support Bitcoin Vault. We want to have payment gateways in place before Christmas, and we are talking to shops who will actually accept Bitcoin Vault as payment for services and for products before Christmas. Just summarize what we want to do and how we want to bring back Bitcoin Vault to the value that it actually deserves. Third security key, more exchanges, new mining pools joining mining of Bitcoin Vault, new payment gateways, and the company assuring you that we are backing Bitcoin Vault 150% and we are not stepping back. This is just the beginning because there's so much more coming. We obviously want Bitcoin Vault to be listed on CoinMarketCap before the end of this month as well. Just another step in bringing up our credibility and the credibility of the project and just giving something more for other people to hate. But there is still a very pressing matter. There's about 20 to 30,000 coins daily being poured out onto the markets by our community. So we decided to allow for a bit of Bitcoin to buy out the coins from our community, which they are putting out on the market. As soon as they put the price down, we will be trying out to buy out that coin. Since people feel the need to get rid of the coin, we will buy it back and we will just hodl it, actively taking it off the market and bringing back the demand. Obviously, we are going to do it at the lowest price possible. It's not just our members and traders that sell off the coin. The unique thing about Bitcoin Vault, Mining City, and MineBest is that we also make our money in Bitcoin Vault. This is why it is in our interests to bring back the value of the coin and make it very steady, make it concrete so that nothing will be able to disrupt it in the future. But we were also liquidating the coin on the markets because every month we had to pay for electricity, for maintenance, we had to pay staff salaries. That all comes from Bitcoin Vault. So we decided to take off this selling pressure from the market, and we will not be liquidating Bitcoin Vault to pay for electricity and for maintenance and for staff. This is why we also brought back the 1,100 days promotions for people who buy with Bitcoin, because it will require just more Bitcoin than Bitcoin Vault. We will use the profits from Bitcoin to actually pay for the electricity and the overheads and to purchase a Bitcoin Vault if necessary. Also, we are going to direct some part of the terahash power to mine Bitcoin. You will be able to, that will not affect your Bitcoin income. Don't worry, it's not going to affect mining of Bitcoin Vault. We are going to issue a document about it today, so you can actually calculate it and see how the mining is affected, if it's at all affected, and how we are going to get extra Bitcoin to buy out Bitcoin Vault and to pay for the overheads. So let us summarize. So 2 weeks ago, 2 individuals were trying to sell a lot of Bitcoin, and it actually created a panic sale. They were most probably members of an organization which tried to attack our terahash pool when we started mining in December of 2019. The timing was perfect. The price was overinflated, and the project was too young to be listed on enough exchanges not to feel such huge sellout. But it doesn't really matter, because what matters is that if the coin was not legitimate, if this was not a real business based on real mining, they would have destroyed the coin. It would not have found a footstool. It would not be back to an acceptable level. Anyone who tells you that the project is weak because of a price correction is stupid. The project is ultra strong because it sustained the damage and it prevailed. And also it still brings back several 100% value increase in a couple of months. And you know it because Korea is the birthplace of Mining City. So you guys know it, you have been here, you have met us, but this is possible because it's not a 4-people company. You see Peter, you see Eyal, but there's hundreds of people working in this very building where I'm sitting right now. They are working very hard to make this one of the best projects in the world. They are the people we never see, but they are the people who work the hardest. A very important point as well. While everyone thought that they were actually losing money, they were not losing money. They were just losing an overinflated value on the coin that they already had. The community actually supported Mining City and they supported Bitcoin Vault while this depreciation started. I used to work in the gaming industry, and the people in gaming industry are very passionate about the project, about the product as well. But I have never seen as much support as I have from Mining City community. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. So when we finish this little talk, I just want you to walk away with several very important points. First of all, the company is not affected negatively. It's business as usual. Second of all is we are backing Bitcoin Vault 100% and we are not going to move away from that project at all. It's a long-term project and we are going to be with it until the end and even one day longer. The thing which is also very important, we have a plan and we will be putting that plan into motion. You will see the first elements of the plan within 2 weeks. We are watching, we are acting, and we are going to fulfill all our commitments to you and to new members. So we will be communicating the new system to you and the new exchanges and the new 3 key structures in the next webinars. But most of all, which is very important because, as I said, 2020 is the year where we only do those Zooms and we only see each other through these videos. The most important thing is that we actually want to invite you to come in groups or alone to our offices here in Warsaw. I know that some people already are coming, that they have planned this visit, but we want you to come. We want you to see the company. We want you to see the people working here. We want you to see the entire operation. We will welcome you to Poland. We want you to be sure that what you are getting with is a long-term, strong company, not just 4 guys with computers sitting in a basement somewhere. Now, I am off to work upstairs on bringing back the value of the coin to everyone. I know that fast-growing value is very sexy, and now me and my team are going to bring back the value again through hard work. More safe and just as sexy. Thank you all for being here and watch this space. We will be giving you more information even today. So read the news, read our Telegram groups, and keep in touch. Bye.
Okay, guys and girls, so hopefully that's given you a better understanding on not only how cryptocurrency works, how the markets work. Now, one question which was partly addressed there in that interview. The interview, by the way, was with a group of Korean people, a Korean team, who was then being translated with a Polish translator who was speaking to Greg. So it's only been edited. I just cut out the Korean speaking and the Polish translation. So, and Greg was obviously replying in English. So there's one thing that he mentioned, but something which has popped up, and one of my team members was actually asked this question because in a previous presentation we said that the coin could not be manipulated by just 1 or 2 wallets like Bitcoin can be. So that means that just a few people hold massive amounts of Bitcoin, and by them moving their Bitcoin, they can manipulate the prices. And we said this couldn't really happen with btcv. Now, let me just explain. It wasn't the fact that certain people, you know, were moving the amount of coins. What it was that we were only on 4 exchanges at that time, okay? And when they tried to sell a large amount of Bitcoin Vault, like Greg said, the actual demand exceeded the number of people who wanted to buy the Bitcoin vault. Now that doesn't happen with Bitcoin, because you've got 18 million Bitcoin in circulation, and people are trying to buy Bitcoin all the time, and you've got 18 million in circulation. So it's a slightly different scenario, guys. It wasn't the fact that it was manipulated by a couple of people who own the wallets. It was the fact that we were only on a small number of exchanges. One or two individuals started the ball rolling, and then everybody followed in and tried to sell off, and the demand to sell exceeded the demand to buy. So that's what happened there. That explains one of the questions that one of my teammates had, and that has been remedied by, we're only on 4 or 5 exchanges at that time, 4 I believe it was actually. We're now on 8 exchanges, I think, at the present moment of today's date, and we are going, as Greg said, onto many more exchanges before the end of the year, and some before the end of September. The deals and negotiations are already, the talks are already going on, but they've signed non-disclosure agreements, as Greg said. So we can't tell you the names of those exchanges just yet. But by the end of September, we're going to be on even more exchanges. So when it's much more balanced and evenly trading across many exchanges, then there's going to be more people trading. So the demand for people to buy it will increase. So that will solve that particular problem as well. But the most important factors here, guys, is the 3-key system is actually working, and it's going to be beta tested and given to a handful of people first to beta test, and then it's going to be rolled out to the public, and along with the iOS app wallet. So once that happens, you know, everything, it's all systems go. You know, you've got the 3-key security system working in place. You've got the btcv on many more exchanges ready to be traded. And now in the final quarter, IL is actually approaching companies and getting companies and shops and retail outlets to actually accept Bitcoin Vault as a possible payment system. So guys, that's, you know, if you think that you've got in at the wrong time, there's no better time than to get in right now when the price is down here, guys, because you've also, as you can see here, you've got this 100 days extra for free if you get in before the 16th of September, that is. But even if you get in after that time, 1100 days you've got of mining, guys. And as Greg said in there, the price that has gone down now, you're going to recoup that back in no time. You've still got over 3 years of mining this coin, and we're about to see, once these things are finalized, the 3 keys, the new wallet is out, or more exchanges, and you know, if IL manages to secure these deals with some shops, some outlets, some retail outlets, and online outlets, online retailers accept this as a payment system, then it's kind of it's a no-brainer, guys. You know, it's a possibility that we could be competing with Bitcoin. I've said in the past, I think Bitcoin probably will be king for a long time. Bitcoin may always be king. But guys, you can see what's happening here. One of the important things that Greg mentioned there as well, that they were taking their costs out of the Bitcoin Vault as well. So all the electricity costs and all the costs for paying staff, they were liquidating btcv, and they said they've stopped doing that now, because they were also mining Bitcoin before. In fact, you can still mine Bitcoin with them, but it's not so profitable. But they've been mining Bitcoin for many years, okay? Long before Mining City come out, MineBest was already mining Bitcoin. So they're actually going to start liquidating some of their Bitcoin to pay for the electricity costs and the staffing costs. So they're no longer using Bitcoin vaults to liquidate that. So that's going to stop a lot more of Bitcoin Vault being liquidated as well. So you can see, guys, that these the CEO Greg is taking, and everybody working behind the scenes, and IL of course, are taking every step and every measure to ensure that this project is a complete success. And all we're seeing now is no different to what you see in every coin. In fact, I could dig out some information I've got on file here. This happened when Bitcoin started. I know even 2 or 3 years later, when Bitcoin started to rally a little bit, we actually saw the price go up, and it dropped like something like 30%. Then it go up to an all-time high. Then it dropped 40% one time. Then it went up to an all-time high. Then it dropped to an all-time low before we finally saw it go to 20,000. So this is completely normal behavior for any crypto currency. Is completely normal, and this Bitcoin had the exact same pattern in the early years, in the early stages, just like we're in the early stages of Bitcoin Vault, and Bitcoin Vault is built on the same blockchain as Bitcoin. So it's nothing unusual, guys. There's nothing more for me to say, really. I think Greg covered everything. I just covered a couple of questions that some of my teammates have had from some of their prospects. So just to finish it off, guys, one more time, I'll just say there's never been a better time to come in. I actually had one person who was about to jump on myself with one of the silver or gold packages, which was quite a large amount, big package, when the price was around 450. And I'd been in talks with him for a few weeks before that, and he was saying, I think I've left it too late. You know, I should have got in when it was at 100, or I should have got in when it was at 200. And if I'd put this in now and it's gone to 450, he said, now it's at 450, you know, have I left it too late? And I assured him that he had not left it too late. And of course, he was just about to join, and then it was the very next day, within 24 hours, this huge sell-off happened and the price dropped. And he said to me, you see, I got into, if I got in before, it'd been okay. It's too late for me now. And I said to him, no, you don't understand, because now, you know, this is just a correction. This is what happens with every cryptocurrency. Now is the perfect time to get in. Whatever you mine in Bitcoin Vault now, when the price does go back up, because it's going to go back to the all-time high and even higher. If you are mining Bitcoin Vault right now, guys and girls, you are going to be quids in when it gets back to that 450, and when it gets back to the predicted 1,000, which you know, could be probably be pushed to next year now before it gets to 1,000 plus. But there's never a too late time to get into cryptocurrency, guys, because the prices are only going to go up. You know, we're going to see huge crashes in the stock market, even greater than what we've already seen. Okay, one or two things are going to happen there. Either Bitcoin will drop back down a bit, in which case a lot of the altcoins will follow, because Bitcoin is kind of coupled to the what happens in the stock market a bit. But I think what's more likely scenario is we're going to see Bitcoin completely decoupled from the stock market, because Bitcoin is going to be the only safe haven. The banking system is completely messed up. You know, they're just printing money left, right, and center, which is it's a short-term fix. In the long term, we all know what's going to happen there. Eventually, the banks are going to be no more. Everything's going to be decentralized. Everything's going to be crypto. Okay, so there's never, it's never too late to get into crypto, but now is still a perfect time to get into mining city. So I'll just leave it there, guys. I don't want to ramble on anymore. I'll leave it with you. I'm sure you got all the information you needed from Greg, and those couple of questions I hope I answered for my teammates and my team members, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.